today we actually provide services cradle to grave. So here in Ward 8, we have an early learning and early intervention center that goes from 8 weeks to 12 years of age. We are licensed to support at least a maximum, I should say, of 225 children. We have 45 residential group homes throughout DC, Montgomery, and Prince George's County that is 18 through end of life. And those are residential group homes that allow people to live independently and just live their best life. And we support them to fill any gaps that they may need in terms of the level of need. We also have a day habilitation program where our task is to do life skills training and to integrate them into the community, and we also work on employment skills. So the name is very misleading, but we started as children. And so here at the Early Learning and Early Intervention Center, 30% of our population is special needs or medically fragile children. So it's just really more of a ministry than a job.
I see. So are there individuals here with intellectual disabilities as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
We have children with cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, autism, you name it. We have a child that's hard of hearing, and we're working with Georgetown University students to help the family adjust to ASL needs and all of those things. So we do a little bit of everything.
Great. Share with us, how might you help a family who has a child that's special needs or is intellectually disabled? What would they do? Where would they start? Where would they begin? How would they even find you?
So they can reach out to us actually on our website, nccinc.org, or they can call the center, or we have parents oftentimes that walk in. We can do assessments to determine if there are developmental delays. We have clinicians on staff that do PT, OT, speech. We have partnerships that address mental health issues and behavior concerns.
Wow. So parents, I hope you and viewers are listening to what's going on here. If you have a child with anything that Ms. Brown has described, this is the place for you. And I also want our donors to know that they also accept donations. As much as you can give, please help. This is the season that we want to give, and there's much more to come, so we're going to keep talking, and they're going to keep telling us about this wonderful facility. I've been here for all of 5 minutes, just what I glance coming through, and I am like, whoo, this is a great place. So I'm going to ask Capri. Capri, tell us what it is that you do and your function here.
So I work in project management at NCC, and I work across all of our program areas. So here with the children, and then also with adults in our residential day habilitation programs. I do a lot with technology, and that's one of our big focuses right now. We're working with virtual reality to help break through some of those barriers that were brought on by COVID, but extend beyond that, like physical barriers or financial barriers.
Thank you. As a nurse by practice, COVID affected a lot of people in different ways. Can one of you share with us how it impacted your students here? What was the effects of COVID, and how did you get through that?
Well, it's been a long 20 months. So in the first stages, the center was not open. And so we quickly pivoted to an online platform, which quite frankly was unheard of for children, the age of the children that we support. So everybody's talking about what the public schools were doing, but we also did it for our babies. We wanted to make sure that we stayed connected, that we stayed engaged. And then we realized that some of the children that we support, their healthiest meals come from us. And so we weren't open. So our chef came back into the kitchen, and we started to prepare breakfast, lunch, and snacks for all of the children. The parents could come and pick up a week's worth at a time. And so we wanted to make it worth their while to come in and pick up the meals for the children. So we also provided hot meals for the families. And then each week we did groceries. And when I say we did groceries, we did groceries. We had meats, we had produce, we had dry goods, we had dairy, we had fresh fruit, all healthy food options to make sure that the families were well nourished and taken care of in spite of the pandemic. We have done wellness coaching for our staff because it's been very challenging to come back and be on the front line, not knowing what you're facing. Because in the early days, we really didn't understand COVID. We weren't sure what we needed to do. So we had to purchase thermometers to do testing, to figure out a course that we could create so that the children could return to the center. We forged a partnership with Children's National Medical Center because all children have to have regular wellness checks and immunizations before they can come back in. So we made sure that all the babies got their wellness checks and their immunizations. They brought the dental van and they got their first dental checkups. And I tell you, the last one that we had, there was one baby that was getting off the van and she was all teeth because her teeth were so pretty and white. And so it just brings you joy. So it has been a very challenging time, but when you come in here and you see these babies and you see the smiles, it just makes it all melt away. And yeah.
That's where the ministry part comes in. And I'm going to kind of direct this to Mr. COO down there. So oftentimes we hear about public schools and private schools, but the specialty schools get pushed in the background.
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
No, that's a good statement, and I would definitely say that's the case for us, because I always say that, although we have a large facility here, people don't always know what we do inside, and it sort of goes unknown. I think sometimes, too, it's about just being able to get the word out and the work that we do. Just like Patricia had just stated, all of the things that we do, just not with the students, but the families, and more important, too, the educators here. Sometimes it's just a matter that getting the information out to the public to make sure they understand, not just we're here to educate, but we also support those with and without disabilities. So I think it's just about awareness and being able to spread that awareness. I've heard it many times that people say we are one of those unknown gems that people just don't realize what goes on. And I think as much as we're sharing now and it's getting out to the public, people are understanding that 3400 MLK, all of the work that goes behind the scenes is very important, but more so important for the people that we support in Ward 8.
And we're really trying to address the social determinants of health. I mean, Ward 8 is a food desert. So 3 years ago, we built an urban farm and fruit orchard. Out back, it was just a plot of grass. And 3 years later, we have 70 raised garden beds of everything imaginable. This year, we grew our own pumpkins. So for Halloween, we had our own pumpkin patch. We have assorted fruit trees. We have all the berries. And we've added honeybees. So this year we harvested our first batch of locally grown honey, over 10 pounds of honey that was absolutely delicious. And so we really do a lot more than early learning. 2 of our staff are beekeeper certified, so they take care of the bees. Everything is here on site.
Wow, you not only care for the child's physical and educational needs, you're concerned about their health needs. This is amazing. So I'm going to bring in my colleague. Yolanda, what are you thinking about all this? This is just great.
Well, from the moment you walk in, the positive, upbeat, welcoming energy, that alone is good for mental health and good soup for your soul, so to speak. Because I walked in, it was amazing. The decorations here for the event are just beautiful. I applaud all the effort. And just learning about everything that you do, the vegetable garden, the pumpkins, you grow your own pumpkins, and these memories that these children are going to have they're going to take forever. Even with this parade, which is huge, and I understand that Ramona, Mrs. Claus, said, let's have a parade, you said, and you all made it happen.
Yes, yes. Ramona and Capri made it happen. They just let me show up and they make me look good. But we were fortunate to partner this year with a company called Atmos Solutions. And so they actually purchased all of the age-appropriate toys for every child in the center, which they will receive today from Santa and Mrs. Claus. They also purchased gift cards for every family to contribute to their needs for groceries or whatever they need for Christmas. And they even brought vegan donut holes. Talk about healthy choices. But they said, do you have an event to present the toys? And I said, oh, well, we always have Santa and Mrs. Claus. And Miss Jackson, Ramona Jackson, said, I want a parade. And so when you think about all the challenges that 2021 has brought to us, bringing the magic to the children and creating those memories was very important to us. You see on the news that some of the malls say they will not have a Santa this year. Our babies will have not only Santa, but Santa and Mrs. Claus.
Right. Well, something like this does not run for free. And Yvette's a bottom line person, so let's just deal with the dollar signs here. The National Children's Center here, we need you all to give. We need you to donate. They can tell you what exactly it is that they need, but I'm saying get your checkbooks out and come right down here to the National Children's Center and give. They are taking care of these children holistically, spiritually, emotionally, physically, nutritionally. What a great place to give your money. And I want, like the COO, to tell, what's the nuts and bolts? What does it take to make this run?
What does it take to make this run? The people, the support, the positiveness, those that care. I think that's the main thing that makes it run, is people who care and really appreciative of the work they do and the support that they provide. I think at the end of the day, most of the people here is because of who we support and the mission, and that's what drives us. But what makes it run also, as you stated, is what we're asking for too, is those donations, that financial support to support us so that we can continue on with the work that's needed. So it's just a combination, but I would definitely say it's the people that really makes the agency run.
Absolutely. Ms. Brown, tell them how they can get in touch with you and what it is that they can give and how to give those donations and where to come and enjoy this spectacular event today. I'm excited. They have their antlers. I've got my lights. We're going to have a Christmas party with Mr. and Mrs. Claus, but mostly we're going to give while we're here.
So today at 10 o'clock, starting at 6th and Alabama Avenue Southeast, we will have a parade, and Mr. and Mrs. Claus will come in a horse-drawn carriage, preceded by the band from Ballou High School, which is right behind us. We wanted it to be a community affair. You can find us at www.nccinc.org, and you can just go to Donate Now and make your pledges. We certainly accept checks as well, 3400 Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue Southeast. Zip code is 20032. But just to give you an example of something that we're working on that we desperately need funding for is, as Capri said earlier, technology. So we have a program that we're launching called the Yellow Brick Road, and people have an opportunity to purchase bricks. They will go in the garden, and the garden is going to become an outdoor literacy classroom, a STEAM classroom. It will be a smart garden, and the children and the adults that we support will be able to engage in technology. And our residential group homes, we want to make them smart homes so that we can allow them to have even more independence. They tell me that they have mats that you can put on the bed that will read their vitals, so you don't have to wake them up and disturb them. We want to create that environment for the people that we support, and we need funding to do that.
Absolutely. So now they want to improve the quality of life by not disturbing the children while they slumber to get that needed medical information. You've heard what they've asked for, and I'm asking you again to donate to the National Children's Center. We are in great need of any gift that you can give. No gift is too big or too small. They have the Yellow Brick Road coming. You want to definitely buy a brick. Come today, come tomorrow, but come. Make good use of your money. We all like to be good stewards. This is a great place to be a good steward. And I'm going to let any one of you give the final closing remarks about this wonderful center here. Capri?
Sure. Yeah, we're just so happy to be here, and especially on a day like today, celebrating the holiday. It's not just a Christmas or any sort of holiday situation. It's really a community event to get to experience this together during a time when we have been apart for so long, and to have the children here as the center of the entire event, and to have so many people connected to us. It sets a great example for them, and it's lifelong memories.
Well, we want to thank you for joining us, and I want to applaud all of you, each one of you, for what you do. As you said, this is not a career, this is a ministry, and you're giving back, and I applaud you. And if no one else says thank you, I say thank you. I feel the compassion. I'm looking at her. She's tearing up. I'm tearing up. We're trying to get out of here before we all start having this cry fest. Thank you for joining us today here on Pop-Up TV at the National Children's Center. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Holidays.
Time. It has a different meaning in the U.S. Virgin Islands. It goes backwards, forwards, it stops. St. Croix is rooted in history. So much of it still remains untouched.
I remember running on these streets as a kid. This shop was right down there. It opened the same year I was born. This is where the original Crucian hook was born. It's the symbol of these islands. And I wanted to have my hands in that very same history. I want to be able to pass it down to my family while still putting a new spin on it.
The U.S. Virgin Islands, we have an amazing culture that developed over time from all over the world.
St. John feels so untouched. Being underwater is like another world. There's no worries, there's no stress. I can just escape. This is my happy place. My passion for scuba diving came at just being fascinated with the water and wanting to be a mermaid. And this is the closest thing I can get to achieving mermaid status. Canadians just love being outdoorsy. We live for adventure, so we love anything hiking, being on the water, diving, snorkeling, and St. John has it all.
It's like some spirit is protecting the island and keeping them raw. The Makajumbi watches over the island. From up there, they keep the evil spirits away. The nightlife in St. Thomas is absolutely amazing. There's always something going on. Everyone comes together to dance and catch a vibe. We're always celebrating. We celebrate freedom, culture, the food, the smell, the music. It's always a celebration. The people here are probably the most priceless thing because they keep the culture going. There's so many different influences on these islands. Food from all kind of countries coming together in new dishes. All of us came from somewhere, but all of we call this home. The VI is a new melting pot. This is where the past and the future comes together.
So come on and join us. Celebration, and I get to be joined by no other than Mrs. Ramona, who is the mastermind behind today's great festivity. Ramona, take a bow. We honor your creativity. She was determined to make this a wonderful day for the children here. Understand, these children are in their heart. This isn't something that they do. This isn't a job. This is a ministry and a passion. They truly love these children. So Ramona, tell us what you do what you do. Beautiful city of Southeast. That's right, Southeast. I have children. That's what up bliss and go down with MR, mental retardation. And now they have 2 bachelor's degrees, 1 bachelor's degree, and 2 double masters. And they have it right here in Southeast. Then I said, my CEO, I want to do something different. She makes everybody in the school have a gift, make sure every child has a gift every year. She brings Mr. Claus and Miss Claus, which is me. But you know what? I said, Southeast, I want to introduce my kids to something different. So I went to Miss Brown, CEO, who's actually make everything alive. She's hands-on. You know, every day, just about every day. Every time I call her, she pick up that phone. And anything I dream about, she make it come alive for these little kids. So today we bought horses, we bought lambs here, and now I'm introducing it to our children at the street. To the whole when the kids think about where they went to school when they was little for early learning center, they say that's right. Located in the beautiful city in Southeast Washington, D.C. Thank you, Ramona. Such a wonderful job of talking about the National Children's Center. We're back here with the wonderful CEO, Miss Patricia Brown, who does so much for so many. And I applaud these ladies for what they do. In the shot, and you take our final question for these beautiful ladies.
So, I'd like to see a little break program. I'm buying it. I hope you do. Please come for Martin Luther King Drive for the parade between 10 and 12 and find out how you participate and donate and support this wonderful organization. Just like bowled over such an awesome place right in the midst of DC. Please come and enjoy the activities and support this wonderful blessed organization.
This is Pop Up TV on RTV. We thank you for joining us.